Hello and welcome to episode 45 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. And we just killed the scythe tree, and I'm going to pick up what's left here. It seems that, of course, this whole area has been poisoned by whatever also resulted by the scythe tree itself, or just like its presence, or the curses that surround it. But we can pick up some not very interesting loot here. I'm going to grab it all, because I'm going to also unlock the cellar on this map. We get a wand of burning arc, which would of course have been quite nice for the fight itself. And we get this. This is Cypress Queen's flower. This is a story artifact, a collectible artifact, available on this map. So you can see we already got the goblet on the first part of the troll fortress. So it's part 2. It's a 5-part set. Now we're just gonna head up here because there's a quite fun fight, and
I'm always ready.
Just going to check what we've got in the way of. Yeah, so we'll see what we can do. Here we've got an interesting enemy. These disgusting giant slugs. Now if we just have a little look, we can see their AC is not particularly good. Their main danger is that they have a big acid spew, which is really quite unpleasant. Which will do a lot of damage if we're not careful. The other option is we're just going to try and strike them down.
Adventures call to them.
Yes. A clever
Obviously,
boy.
they're
It's time to act.
firing acid at them
This
is not
will
going to be
hurt.
very useful.
Adventures are exciting.
So we'll turn that off there.
Stand down.
Patience.
So let's see how this plays out.
You should have run.
One down.
Ha! Bring your strength wasted.
There goes that. It missed though, so just bring Lindsay up a bit further. And it looks like the dog just struck it down. So that's, and they can do serious damage. Like if they hit you with their acid attack, they can do serious damage.
Anything
So
is possible.
It's worth taking them down quick.
I'm positive I found
There's
something.
some so you see I'm picking up Dizzy Head. We need 3 of them.
What do we have here?
And there's this trap chest.
Applause, please.
Now these are quite interesting. These are our gloves of dueling, and the description is a little bit confusing because the first half it says it grants a +4 bonus to combat maneuver defense against disarm attempts, and that doesn't really seem very exciting. However, if the wearer has the weapon training ability and is wielding a weapon, it gives a bonus to. The bonus is increased by +2, and that is really powerful because weapon training is a class-specific feat for fighters, except for Valerie, because that's what Tower Shield specialists trade away. But if you bring a fighter along, gloves of dueling are pretty much the best in slot item for gloves. You're not going to find anything better, because this is going to be even more increased for your attack bonus, and I believe that's also increased for your damage as well from weapon training. But it's an excellent ability to have if you've got a fighter, and it's part of what makes them so good is their weapon
I'm
training.
positive I found something.
So that should be all our
What troubles you?
Dizzy Head there. Just scrape up any others there. Just collect them for later. Not that we need them. So effectively, we've not got much left on this map. We're going to resolve some combat up here and down here, but I just want to talk to this individual, this specter, who I passed over last time. as we pick up these various random boxes.
Anything else?
Okay, that's bull strength, that's quite nice, and more bless. Okay, in we come.
Applause, please.
Again, pretty samey items, but this is a Talbot dog tag. So let's say hi. This ghost who is inside a dog. So, yeah, this ghost is wandering around the ruins, as you'd naturally ask a ghost. Who are you? And he quickly cottons on that he's dead, and he refers to himself as Wilbur Colton, headman of this place. Okay, and that should be a familiar name, because this is, I believe, Nita's father, who wrote the letter we retrieved from the scythe tree. Anyway, can you tell me what happened here? And, yes. So yeah, preparing my daughter Nita's wedding, and then it all went dark. I must have passed out before the village was destroyed. I don't remember anything. Something very strange happened here. And how come you're a ghost, then? And, which ghost? The old man raised his eyes. Right, something won't let me rest in peace. Did I anger Erastil? No, that wasn't it. I remember now. It's these lights, they're the reason. They keep creeping out of the well, whispering, hissing, and ruining my sleep. Aye, it's because of them. So something odd is going on in the well. And there'll be more to talk to this specter in a moment. But we'll leave him for now as we come over here. I think that there's one more up here. Let's just grab this so I don't forget it. There we go, whole person and cure light wounds. So we got some ferocious wargs down here, which are a little bit tricky. Let's see whether we can bring them in. So, might as well, I guess, we can use Fascinate here for a bit of fun. It's just so satisfying when they hit it and pop off. They've saved now. Anyway.
A fine use of my talents. I grant you death.
Who are they going to attack? Because this circling around I never like.
A clever ploy.
Let's use some.
Let yourself exposed.
Let's see. Harem is tripped. So.
Strike.
Poor guy.
Primitive.
But we should just be able to take out the last one with not too much effort. So yes, filler encounter, although harder than it could have been. So this is what we're looking for. If you Wilbur here referred to a well, and you know, if you see an interactable well, what are you gonna do? Well, firstly, you're going to cast
A simple smile goes a long way. I'll take care of it.
Protect from lightning on yourself, or resist. Let's go resist electricity. Okay, there we go. And you might consider casting Protect from Energy Communal as well. And if you're feeling really sensible, you might also cast Haste.
No time for idling.
And then you might send your cat to interrupt with the well. So you suppress a shiver as you approach the well. The air around it is thick with the smell of decay. As you try to identify the source, you suddenly catch whispers and a ragged scratching noise emanating from beneath the lid of the well. The rotting wood cover has been crudely hammered shut with heavy iron nails. And we can detect magic and basically an aura of death magic. Anyway, we're just going to leave because
And Lindsay was called
I just want to hit that. before we do this. So let's try this will test. A nice 14, so a little bit of XP. A flurry of whispers erupts beneath the lid, and for a moment you feel faint, but you take a breath and focus, blocking out the whispers. And I think, as anyone sensible would do, we're going to pry it open. And yes, a vicious, evil presence rushing towards you. So these appear, and these are not your regular Will-o'-the-Wisps. These are 2 war wisps and an ancient Will-o'-the-Wisp. So if we just have a look here, a war wisp is a level 11 aberration, 61 HP, immunity to electricity, spell immunity except magic missile. They do touch attacks, which does lightning damage. They're pretty mean. However, the ancient is level 16. It's worth a lot of experience, very high armor class, and the same immunities. So what we're going to try and do is, because we're immune to electricity for a while, it's basically, hammer away until you hit. We'll use some fire bombs because they will have more chance of hitting. Might as well go for crits.
Don't hold back.
And we'll sing up in the hope that so that's the lightning attack. If we have a look there, that's 31 electricity damage, 10d6, fortunately reduced to 0 by protection from lightning. And let's take down this one as well. So what we can do while we're doing that is we can cast some magic missiles. That one's down, and this is really the I guess the tricky one here. I'm not sure what you're doing, running around like a headless chicken.
You should have run.
And there we go. I think that's done. There were some nice hits in there. So obviously, Ekun getting crits. I mean, sure, his attack bonus is 21. That reminds me, I should probably turn rapid shot back on, and this sort of stuff. So rolling with an attack bonus of 20 against an armor class of 31 is fine. That's a 50% chance to hit, especially when they can't hit you. But not every encounter goes that smoothly against them. But what we want is this treasure. So we get coin with Wilbur's name, an old coin with Wilbur scribbled on it, coin with Caliotropsia's name, and another one with Wilbur's name on it. So we can just see. Weirdly, it was listing it twice. So basically, there's 2. Coin with Wilbur's name. No, it doesn't. For some reason, there. That's what I was wanting. So 2 with Wilbur's name and 1 with Caliotropsia's name. Now, before we go talking to anyone, we'll go up here. Sorry, before we go talking to Wilbur again, we're just going to come up here. Someone I skipped in a previous video. This ghoul. Something strange going on here.
Applause, please.
So this is another part of our puzzle. So, undead, who doesn't seem to want to hurt us, wants to help us, and we want to know. We're not going to mention these coins. So, who are you? So this is Dorsey. This was who Nita was going to marry before she met Caliotropsia. And so yeah, hey buddy, what happened to the village? And he blames the Fae and Wilbur, the headman. So strong dislike of a Fae and headman. So why do you dislike the Fae so much? And in Dorsey's eyes, Naito was stolen from him by the Fae, and then killed, and so was he, and the whole village. And he blames the headman Wilbur for selling his daughter to the Fae. And yet, from the letter from Naito, we know that Wilbur was at least planning on intervening to prevent that from happening. So we can just ask him, how can I help you? And he, the Fae said, I'll reach my final rest when 2 coins are put over his eyes. And if we put these regular coins, they don't do anything. We need to give him the coins we found. But we're not going to do that quite yet, because we want to know a little bit more about this whole scenario. Anyway, we'll leave him to it. And head into the swamp. As we grab some gloomberries, which are the 3rd berry type collectible we need here. But we don't want to stray too far because of them. And we don't have any more protection from acid. We don't have any more protection. I wasted them all on lightning, so we're just going to have to wing it here. I'm going to recast various things.
Yes, I'm
So
still here.
we're going
So,
to want
any brilliant ideas?
shield.
The world is full of wonder. My skills are
That's not going to do anything. Cat's Grace on Jubilost.
Is there trouble?
We'll recast Blur.
Adventures call to them.
And we'll recast Good Hope. Fine. So, because there's 3 of them here, this is a far trickier fight. So, fortunately, we've got some sacrificial animals.
The end draws near.
We're going to Divine Power, and then we'll use our Cast of Undead.
A simple smile goes a long way.
Jubilost,
I'm thinking.
Haste, and that should aggro the whole lot. Who are they attacking? Not great. Hopefully the undead will cause them to change target.
Cannot hide from me.
But we're gonna hit them with a slow, because it's worth it. We're gonna spark courage, demoralize,
Strike!
and we brought these bombs
Will
here.
they ever learn?
And of course Ekon
Nowhere
on
to
fire.
run.
Let's hope this doesn't go badly. So no target shifting. And that's a hit. 1 down. It's this spit acid that's lethal.
Your
Right.
time is over.
2.
Away, you rascal!
So you see there, it's that. On top of the acid spitting, 68 plus 12 bludgeoning damage is, yeah, you really don't want to get hit by that. And they are rolling at plus 16, so if they're hitting, other things, they're gonna do some serious damage. But well, that's that fight. I don't want to make them all look really easy, because they're not. That's it's like, how do you? This is a Shard of a Knight's Bracer here, so another one of the, I believe, 2 collectibles, Shard of the Knight's Bracer and the part of the Cypress Queen set here. I might have missed some other stuff in these locations, but we're going to come back to this map anyway. Grab some more gloomberries, and that should mean we've got 3 gloomberries, 3 dizzy heads, and collected off screen 3 mudleafs there. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Nitissa over here in order to say that we've killed the scythe tree. Obviously they'll be quite pleased about that. Then we'll come down here and we'll make a decision about what we're going to do with these coins, because there's 2 options, neither of which are perfect. I just wanted to check up here, just because I thought there might have been something extra. No, I'm imagining things. Let's have a chat. So, the scythe tree is no more. Report back. And they're very happy that their queen, or former queen, has been laid to rest. And we get new curse research, so stuff we can do back in the capital. And a fat load of XP, which is quite nice. But we can also mention this coin, the coin with Calatripsia written on it, because it seems, if we piece together what was on Nita's letter, that clearly she threw a coin with Wilbur's name on it into the well, but she wouldn't have thrown the coin with Calatripsia's name on it. She was getting married to her, so somebody else threw that coin. And yeah, this is a curse. Someone hated our queen so much he was ready to doom his soul, but to destroy her too. The hatred must have been great enough to turn her into a monster. I fear to imagine what happened to one who put this curse on her. So, yes, a curse so powerful it affects the cursor as well as the cursee. Anyway, we will leave them to it. And we're going to go down to see the witch here. And then back to see Wilbur. And basically that will round out this map. The reason I'm coming up here is because there's a body which I didn't collect last time. So we will take that. It's nothing special, but since we can sell stuff on this map, it feels worth it. How much have we got left on this? 6 minutes. Yeah. Chop chop. Because there's also something a little bit more down here, which I've been meaning to not forget. But we can sort of see that you know, this is an example, like quite a nice, you know, addition to the curse theme. And if I bring it up again, since we saw this in the previous video, this reference that Nita learned how to do this via, you know, someone who appeared to her in a dream. So there's something more. There's a third party, I should say. Anyway, let's turn this in. So yes, she doesn't like us, but we can show them some strange herbs. Show her some strange herbs we found, and yeah, she quite appreciates that we've been finding these. But what she'd really appreciate is if we found 3 bundles of each. And what do you know? I've already done that. Here are the herbs, 3 bundles of each. A little bit of experience, quite a nice chunk of gold, 5 build points, and now she opens up a lot more. So we can sort of, you know, gain quite a lot more information. She considers this to be a proper greeting. So she opens up as a seller, so we can trade, and we can sell off all this stuff that we've lugged all the way from the troll fort. There we go. I'll just hang on to that. But I don't think there's anything else here that that we need. That's quite nice. And I won't sell anything else. We'll carry them back to. Actually, we will get rid of +1 stuff because I really don't need them. There we go. But the other stuff we'll carry back because I need to sort out what I want to keep and what I don't. Likewise, that can go and that can go, and Blessed Path can go because we're never going to get a. No, well, I'll hang on to it. I'll deal with it later. Yes, so we want to just talk to her and ask what happened now that she's a bit more forthcoming. And she doesn't seem to know all that much, but she knows there used to be a village here, and she knows they used to be at peace with the Fae, but this was, 6 or 7 dozen years. That's getting close to 80, 90 years. And yes. Presumably she's referring here to the scythe tree, but she's never gone investigating. Anyway, 2 more things. One, we can recount the story we heard from the 2 Fae, that the daughter of a human and a Fae used to live here, named Elga Vernix. Are you her? And it's a very much sort of, maybe, maybe not. And we can show her the coins from the bottom of the well. And she reiterates what we'd kind of twigged, that these are cursed coins. Anyway, we'll leave you to it.
This is my time.
So before my protector from electricity wears out, we'll just come down here, and we've got a mobility check.
Anything is possible.
Our resources are running a bit low, but we're going to cross over
Anything
here.
else?
Who will prevail?
And this is just regular will of the wisp, so of minimal danger. That should be both of them, or was that only one? Yeah. So we see a couple of things. Rustling of the branches sounds like quiet weeping. We'll steal these because there's no consequences. But this is what we're drawing attention to. This woman lying in the reeds. It's a nice bulrush style. So, corpse of a beautiful girl lays in the middle of the glade. You can see the black stain of caked blood on her flowing dress. Despite the years that have passed since the girl's death, the body bears no signs of decay. Her pale hands, clutching a white lily, are folded on her chest peacefully, and a wreath of fresh flowers crowns her head. There is the glint of fine jewellery on her body, a necklace, earrings, and a ring on her finger. As you study the jewellery, you hear hissing voices from every direction. Fae, but despite the number of voices, you cannot see a single one. Get hence, let our Nita sleep, or you will regret it. So, the body of Nita. It's obviously being watched over by Fae creatures. And, yes. Thank you, Lindsay. It's very sweet of you. And, basically, we can come here before we kill the scythe tree, and we can still gather flowers to lay them on the body. But if we come here afterwards, we get this lawful good option to put the ring back to the body. I'm not entirely sure why this is classed as a lawful good option, but anyway, we can also detect magic, and it just tells us that there's a strong preservation enchantment there. We can take the jewelry, and if we do that, we get nobody's very happy, and that will trigger an ambush later on, where a Fae tries to kill you. But that would be mean, and Alice would never think of doing that. So we're just going to put the ring on the corpse, and yeah, just feels quite nice. And the Fae voices all around us fade away, And that really is it. It's just a little bit of closure.
Don't frighten
This
me.
was these still pop up afterwards though. This was bugged in early release. The body wasn't there for some reason. Yeah, just a little bit of
Applause, please.
history. So we're just gonna pop over to see Wilbur to just try and find out a little bit more about these coins before we
have here?
before we finish up. But I will grab this. There we go. I probably missed some stuff here because there's always more collectibles than you think. So, what's up, Wilbur? Anyway, I've opened the well and scattered Wisps, and he still can't sleep. In the same way that if we gave regular coins to Dorsey, he also wouldn't be able to sleep. But we can ask him here. Dorsey said you sold your daughter to the Fae. Is it true? And we get this story about Dorsey that he's referred to as a rascal. He was a fiancé, you see, rich, handsome. He was courting her. Then all of a sudden she changed her mind about being wed. My Niter went for a walk in the woods and found a new love there, one of the Fae. Naturally, this drove Dorsey onto a rage, screaming the Fae had charmed her away. But think for a moment. What man can compare with the beauty of the Fae? Niter left Dorsey of her own free will. And your daughter married one of the Fae? Maybe she did. By the time of the wedding, I had passed. Still, a Fae marriage wasn't unheard of here in the village. Fae lived close to the woods. Trysts happened, love bloomed, children were born. Take Elga Verniax, for instance. Her mum conceived her in the forest. Her father, a satyr of all things. Elga was born with greenish skin and sharp ears. Huh, but so sharp. Pretty she was. Wish I knew what happened to her. So, greenish skin, if you refer to the old beldame, if I zoomed in, you could see that she should have greenish skin. Anyway, I found some coins in the well. Here, have a look. And that's why I can't. That's what this is about. That's why I can't rest. Oh, dark things. Dark. So he's twigged that he's been cursed. So what do these coins mean? They and he recounts this legend that if you wanted to curse someone, you'd carve their name on a coin and cast it into the well. And at the end, and the end of you as well. Curses carry a heavy price. If you hate another more than you love your own life, well, your life is forfeit already. And whose names are on these coins? Wilbur. And I thought I had no enemies at all. And here were two who wanted me gone from the world. So we know that one of them is his own daughter. But who was the other one? And yes, second name, Calliotropsia. That's the Dryad, my daughter's new love. Someone must have hated her so much that he was willing to doom his own immortal soul to get rid of her and of me. So the implication that the two handwritings, one is Niter's, and that just had Wilbur's on, and the second one is the other two coins have the same handwriting on them. And yes, he lays the blame at Dorsey, cursing both Calliotropsia and Wilbur. And yes, but who else could have wished me dead? I've got not the slightest idea. And we can show him the letter. Look at this letter. It was written by the same hand as your name on the coin. And yes, what have I done? Such an old fool. Yes, while I was alive, I was a coward and a liar. That's how it went. On one hand, I felt Dorsey was a good man, a reliable man, a much better match for my daughter than some Dryad. On the other hand, it would bring misfortune on me. On us, the village, to refuse the Fae. And my Niter, she truly loved the Dryad. What was I to do? If I gave her to Dorsey, the Fae would seek revenge. If I gave her to Dorsey, If I gave it to the Fae, Dorsey would seek revenge. I used to give advice, but I couldn't heed it myself. I was a fool. I lied to Dorsey, saying that the Fae threatened me. Then I lied to my daughter, telling her Dorsey had pursued me. Then I waited for the situation to solve itself. And it did. Dorsey grew to hate me, and so did my own daughter. Yeah. What keeps you from your eternal rest? And, it's the coins. The symbols of a curse. I was hated not by one, but two persons. Their hate is the rope that ties me to this world, and keeps me awake. And, so, basically we've got a choice. We can give the coins to Dorsey, to put him out of his misery. We can give the coins to Wilbur, here, to put him out of his misery. But, we cannot deal with both of them. And it's left to the player to, I suppose, make a choice either on moral grounds or just, personal choice grounds, or ultimately on the different rewards you get from the quest if you're not really interested in role playing. And personally, I think that neither of them is blameless. However, Dorsey, his curse was so... What he did was so great, it cursed him to become undead, which kind of feels like he really did something pretty horrible there. It was him that caused the scythe tree. Nita was, I think, justly angry at her father, if her father was trying to stop her marrying, as there seemed to be this here. He certainly made some bad mistakes, but he didn't actually curse anyone. He was just a bad father, I suppose. So we're going to set him free. Put the coins on Arasta's altar. And they evaporate away. At last, you have my gratitude. I feel tired, but I must reward you somehow. I've got nothing except for... Wait, under that boulder. I hid something there years ago. I have no need of it now. For me, it's time to rest. And, experience. And this here. It's a phylactery of positive channeling here. So, if you're channeling energy, you heal an extra 2d6, or you do an extra 2d6 damage. Now, I should say that if you give the coins to Dorsey, you get a Cloak of Resistance +2, which is quite a nice item, since that will boost your saves even further. However, there's literally no way for a, everybody wins resolution or to free them both. So we can simply talk to the ghoul here, and we can just tell him we've destroyed the coins to give final rest to the ghost of old man. Yes, grammatical issues. And he gets angry. Well,
You will go.
I'm not going to say he deserved it, but should not have done the curse. It's not justice, it's just sad. But we're going to take his Masterwork hand axe. And finally, we're just going to come back up here. If I can get everyone to speed up. So yeah, sad story, but a really nice example, I think, in the setting of demonstrating the power of these curses and how, you visit a region and it ties into the meta story, over story. Yeah, so we just want to talk to Tyresia one more time here. And we can mention Elga Verniax, who we have inferred is the old Beldane. Is that so? That's welcome news. Why didn't she visit? Did she really forget me? So much time is wasted. Yes, and she gives us a letter, which is quite nice, and we're going to carry that down. Yeah, please give her this, her father's last words to her, and tell her to visit me. I would so love to see her again. Right, we will take our leave. And before this rain turns to thunder and lightning and we've got a slow walk across the whole map, I'm going to run down here. Come on, everyone. No. Always going to be the slow walk. Thousands of lightning strikes a second, just like in real life. Let's just grab this here. No. How does so much lightning hit the ground and we never get hit? It's like in Baldur's Gate, if you got caught in a lightning storm, your likelihood of being hit would be dependent on whether you were wearing metal armor or not, and you could get hit, and it would electrocute you, and it would do a load of damage. So yeah, the greater immersion of an ancient game. Anyway, let's just have a chat here, and I'll try and talk over the rain. So yes. So here we go. Dryad name's Tyresia remembers you. I'm really glad to see you again. She asked me to give you this letter. And yes, I should visit her someday. And that's it there. But anyway, I'll just finish this and I'm going to stop the video directly after this conversation. I've learned what happens to the village, slain a monster, and freed a cursed soul. And yes, she basically she says, right, that's a tall tale, but it makes sense. And we can. She asks who's to blame, and we can blame Dorsey. He does shoulder some blame. We can blame Nita. Doesn't seems like she was misled. We can blame Wilbur, but he just seems like an idiot. And we can blame Calotropsia, but it doesn't seem like she actually did do this. So we've got a final option. Maybe something else has destroyed the village. That's clever of you. You're sharper than I took you for. You're right. Dorsey wasn't a mage. Why would his curse come true? And with such strength? Turning a dryad queen into a monster? It's not a simple curse, like making neighbors knees in when he tells a lie. Besides, the air in these parts feels wrong. Like, no. Never mind. We shall speak of it no more. And we can pick the others, but what she'll do, all she'll say is I don't think so. Anyway, what do you think? Yeah, I don't really think anything. Anyway, that's it for the old Beldame, and that's basically it for this region, except for the owlbears here and this area, which I'm also going to save for when we come back. There are some venom hodags there. So anyway, I will see you in the next video.